Hello everybody. I haven't really posted anything on YouTube since Hot Springs. Hot Springs was like 5 or 6 days ago. Today is Cinco de Mayo day. I guess it would be day 36 on my little adventure. It's May 5th. Like I said, Cinco de Mayo day. Just want to sort of encapsulate what has happened the last few days. I came out of Hot Springs. Going into Hot Springs, I really had a hot foot. My right foot was bothering me a lot, but nothing that was debilitating. I had a few toenails that were black and blue from sort of slamming them into roots and the rocks. I had a blister on the bottom of my foot that hurt, but it wasn't debilitating as of yet. So I came out of Hot Springs, started hiking. We did, I was hiking with those two guys, Tony and Ed. Great guys, love them. We hiked 13 miles, over 13 miles the first day, over 14 miles the second day out of Hot Springs. Day 3 and 4, we hiked over 15 miles. And then we hiked like 11 or 12 miles into Erwin, Tennessee. But by then, I didn't realize it, but my shoes were actually too small for hiking. I normally wear like a 10 and a half. I ordered a 10 and a half wide. It was a Merrell shoe. It was fine. I wore it for a month beforehand. I put a lot of time and effort into the thought process of my shoes because I knew there were some of the most important things that you have to deal with. And quite frankly, you make 200 decisions while you're preparing for this thing, your tent, your sleeping bag, all these things. The one thing you can't make a mistake on is your shoes. And everybody told me to buy a size larger, which is what I thought I did. Like I said, I bought a 10 and a half where I wear a 10 and a half, and I bought a wide. Well, my feet had completely swollen up just from walking. And as I was walking, especially downhill, my toes were jamming into the front of my shoe and just wreaking havoc. And ultimately, it just became debilitating. It was very, very painful. So yesterday, or 2 days ago actually, I hiked into Erwin, got a hotel room. Yesterday I took a 0 day because of my feet to try to get them to heal up. This morning, where I stayed, it so happened that there was an emergency room hospital right next to the hotel. And another guest there, 2 other guests from Massachusetts told me that they went over there because they were having problems with issues. And they got in and out in a half an hour. The emergency room was not very busy, very crowded. So this morning, those guys, it was about, like I said, it was next door. It was like a third of a mile. And like I said, I was having trouble walking. So those guys gave me a ride to the emergency room. The doctor checked me out, told me basically that I couldn't make it worse. That I could hike. It would just be based off of how much pain I'm willing to deal with. And then they took an x-ray, make sure I didn't break anything. They were concerned maybe I had diabetes because I had all these blisters. They discovered that I told them I didn't, and they ultimately discovered that I didn't. So I got a ride into town. Again, you get these trail angels. This woman, Miss Janet, picked me up today. Wonderful woman. Took me to the Walgreens to get my prescription filled. Just in case it gets infected. The doctor wanted me to have something since I'm going to be out on the trail. I stopped at the post office. I dropped off some winter gear to send back home. And then I went to an outfitter, the place where I bought my shoes, which is this great outfitters in Erwin, Tennessee. This woman in there, she was awesome. Sold me a really good pair of shoes. I bought a size 12. I can't even believe I wear size 12 now, but that's how big my feet are. As I put in my Instagram account, I got like hobbit feet anymore. But anyway, I went back there, and since I unloaded some weight, one of the things that you realize out here is there's nowhere to sit. When you finish the day, you're basically either sitting on the ground or sitting on a log. If it's wet, it's very difficult. So I bought this really, really light chair that I can now sit on. Since I lost the 3 pounds of weight from clothes, I decided to add it back with sort of a luxury item. So I bought a chair. So Miss Janet dropped me off where I left the trail, and now I'm hiking. I'm by myself right now. I lost my 2 buddies because they went on, which I wanted them to. I didn't want to hold them up. And my hope is that I catch them in Damascus. There's a big hiker festival in Damascus next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next weekend, not this coming weekend. And my hope is to catch up with them there. My daughter plans on maybe driving down if I make it there by Friday. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna make it, quite frankly, because I had to average 13 miles a day without a 0 day to make it. Today I'm probably only going to get about 8 miles in. So that would put me about 18 miles behind right now. And to try to make that up with the situation my feet are in might be a little difficult. But I'm going to try. Anyway, I hope everyone's well. I'm doing very well in spite of this. This was a bit depressing at first, but after it was all said and done, I'm doing well and I'm proceeding. Hopefully, I make it to Maine. It's very difficult, but that's my goal. Talk to you all soon.